Hello, here we are on the first day of COMPUTEX 2009, and I'm talking to Paul Jones, who's the CEO of Patriot Memory. Hi, Paul.
Hello.
Right, Paul, we were just having a little chat earlier, and you got quite an interesting story about your role within the company. Can you just tell me how long you've been with the company and some of the history?
Sure. Patriot Memory has been in business since 1985. I'm one of the founders, along with my old high school buddy, Doug Diggs.
Okay.
We started the company in 1985 when I was going to college at UC Davis in California.
Okay. You were in college. How old were you?
I was 21 at the time.
Okay. And so was your colleague, your friend?
My friend, he's 1 week older than me, so he's 21 as well.
So you must have seen quite a lot of changes. What was the memory market like when you started it?
Well, back in 1985, we were in the memory business in '85, and we were selling chips that were 64K, not megabyte, but 64K. So a lot of systems were populated with 256K of memory or 128K of memory. And I remember back in the day, you know, people, when it got up to 1 megabyte, not gigabyte, but 1 megabyte, people were thinking, why do I need so much memory? 1 megabyte's enough for me. But as of course applications got larger, the memory got larger, and now we're in gigabytes of memory.
Yeah. Okay. And how are things, as you've been there since the start, how are things for Patriot now historically?
Well, you know, our company's changed over the years. In the 80s and 90s, we were actually a contract manufacturer for many of the memory companies that are around today. Only since maybe 2004 has the company been branding itself Patriot Memory, and that's where we are right now today.
I see. So you effectively used to produce the memory for a lot of the people who are your competitors right now?
That's correct. We were their supply chain, their R&D, their manufacturing, and we even labeled the product, packaged the product, shipped it for them to their key accounts, and we were really just behind the scenes up until recently. Okay.
So in retrospect, do you regret helping them sort of develop their market?
Yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it. I definitely don't regret helping them, but a lot of these companies, 10 years ago, we were 15 years old, and they just started. So they were really not well financed, did not have a very good supply chain, certainly had no engineering, manufacturing, or R&D. So we did help them get off the ground, but at the same time, it did help our business as well. Memory back in the 90s was very healthy, margins were very good, supply chain was difficult. So for the companies that were in the business and able to get parts, they had a very successful business. So I don't regret helping these companies, but they certainly are our competitors today.
Yeah. And just broadly for the whole sort of memory industry right now, as we know, we're in the middle of a global recession. No one's particularly happy about it. How is it affecting your business and the environment that you trade in?
Well, Patriot's headquartered in the United States, and we have manufacturing in the United States as well as in Taiwan. So we are a global company, so we sell in over 100 different countries. We have customers throughout the world. And the biggest impact, certainly demand is a little bit slower in the memory field, but credit for us is really a difficult problem. Getting our customers to approving unsecured credit terms to many of our partners has proved difficult. Credit insurance has been difficult. A lot of credit insurance companies are either insolvent or they're really being very, very conservative on approving credit lines. And it's made it difficult for Patriot to really extend real strong credit terms to many of our existing and new partners.
Yeah, no, I've seen problems like that across the whole channel. And Patriot itself, I mean, I've got to admit, if I had to sit down and choose some memory or a flash drive or something like that, I'd find it difficult to pick one particular company that I thought was much better than everyone else. How do you differentiate yourself from your competition?
Well, a lot of products, if you look at them as a whole, like this particular product, we manufacture USB drives, okay. And this particular product is a 128 gig USB drive.
128 gigs, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's a big drive.
Okay. Look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. 128
gigabyte.
We don't, from my understanding, I don't know anyone else who's producing 128 gig USB. So if you look at some of the other USBs out there, there's 2 gig, 4 gig, of course. We were the first to come out with a 64 gig USB, the first to come out with a 32 gig USB. Our 64 gig is definitely rated the fastest USB on the market. But if you're looking at USBs in general, it is difficult to differentiate one USB over another. Patriot always tries to come out with the highest capacity, fastest product, either be it in USBs or DRAM, and we're consistently rated price to performance. We're the best price to performance product out to the market.
Okay. And so, yeah, so we've spoken about these flash drives, but majority of your market is still presumably memory.
That's correct. Probably about 2/3 of our market is still memory. But flash is a very growing market, and it's a very important market for us. So we're very focused on getting more market share in the flash products.
And does that include SSDs?
Absolutely. We've been in SSDs for about 2 years. The first year we were really doing more R&D on SSDs. It's a new technology. You know, many memory companies are looking to differentiate themselves and go into different markets. You know, for Patriot, the SSDs is a flash-based product, so it's an obvious product that we wanted to get into. It's a good vertical market. And with the SSDs being a storage device, we're also very interested in getting into storage products as well. And that's why here at COMPUTEX we're introducing RAID boxes for the SSDs and NAS products as well for storage devices for the consumer.
Okay, that's great. And are there any other sort of new products or new areas of diversification you want to share with us before we wrap up?
Well, we are always coming out with new technology. We have AMD's coming out with a new gaming series products. We're a launch partner with AMD. We're calling it the G series product for Patriot. On the tri-channel product for the i7, Intel i7s, we have a 2.13 gigahertz product coming out. The NAS products as well as the RAID boxes for the SSDs is also a new product. In fact, these next 2 months, I think we've announced 50 new products. We've announced server memory up to 24 gigabytes of D3 server memory. So, you know, Patriot is very devoted to new products. Even though it's economically it's a difficult time right now, our R&D department is working very hard to introduce many new products to the consumer and the channel.
Okay, well, that sounds like a good movie. Recession or not, you've got to keep going, haven't you?
We have to keep going.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time, Paul.
Thank you.
It was great speaking to you.
Nice speaking to you.
Okay, so I was talking to Paul Jones, CEO of Patriot Memory at COMPUTEX 2009. You've been watching Hexus TV.